Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Jared. Questions?
Mr. Jeffries,
Yeah.
I was here that day, and it was unforgettable. We know that 800 Metropolitan police officers responded to the scene and helped save our lives. Are they also honored on that plaque?
Yes, the plaque honors the law enforcement personnel who were there saving lives at the Capitol at great sacrifice to themselves. And of course, that effort was led by the Capitol Police Department and the Metropolitan Police Department, as well as law enforcement officers from other federal agencies, all of whom we will continue to lift up. Thanks.
And 50 officers from Montgomery County, Maryland.
Yes. And as the distinguished gentleman from the great state of Maryland said, 50 officers from Montgomery County, Maryland, the county that is so ably represented by Jamie Raskin. All of them heroes, all of them who responded to what was one of the saddest, most violent days in American history.
You picked your team, but Speaker Johnson does have the ultimate veto power if he chooses to use it. Have you talked to him about whether or not he's going to approve this?
We let him know our choices for this subcommittee, and there's zero precedent for anyone from the other party determining who is going to sit on a subcommittee if, in fact, they want to take that subcommittee seriously. Thank you.
Question on the other major pressing piece of business, the government shutdown. What is the Democrats' ask in that? There's been some talk about the Obamacare expiring expanded premiums. Is that part of the conversation? What are you guys talking about attaching to the seat?
We're going to focus on-topic questions, but I will briefly just answer that, and we'll have more to say throughout the balance of the week. Democrats are prepared to work together to enact a bipartisan spending agreement that meets the needs of the American people, improves their quality of life, and addresses health care, public safety, and their economic well-being. We will not support a partisan spending bill that continues to rip away health care from the American people, period, full stop. Anything else?
Thank you, Leader. Congressman Swalwell just compared Pearl Harbor to January 6th. Do you agree?
I think what Congressman Swalwell said is that there are certain days that will forever live in infamy in terms of the shock to the conscience of the American people. And obviously, the attack on Pearl Harbor is a day that will forever live in infamy for all time. And we're thankful to the greatest generation that stepped up to win that war against the evils of fascism and Nazi Germany. September 11th is also a day that obviously is one that everyone remembers because we witnessed it. And I think Congressman Swalwell was very clear, so let's not try to misinterpret anything that he said, that what happened on January 6th unfolded in front of everyone. We all saw it with our own eyes, and many of us lived through it. And it cannot be whitewashed by Donald Trump, extreme MAGA Republicans, and their propaganda efforts.
Jeffries, Democrats right now are being pounded by Republicans about cities within your states, New York City, Baltimore, Los Angeles, about situations that are happening right now, whereas you're talking about a situation that happened 4 years ago where an unarmed protester was shot and killed by a Capitol police officer with his own record.
What outlet are you from?
The Washington Times. So
Okay.
I'm curious here, hold on a second. Why is it that Democrats don't want to hold that particular Capitol police officer with any sort of accountability, yet, as far as the cities in which the states that you're from, you don't want to deal with the crime that's actually going on in your own states? And Mr. Raskin,
Is there a question there?
No, I'm laughing at you.
You're
Yeah.
laughing, but A woman was just killed in your state, and you don't want to address that either.
Yeah, I'm not going to address the ad hominem foolishness that was just articulated. But what I will say very clearly is that we have, as Democrats, been very clear that we're going to support local law enforcement, which includes law enforcement on January 6th, the NYPD, the Chicago Police Department, the Metropolitan Police Department, and do what is necessary to help them do their jobs, as opposed to doing what Republicans have done, which is to defund the police and rip away grant funding for local law enforcement. That's the here and now. And Republicans don't want to talk about that. We're not the ones that brought back the January 6th issue. Republicans, to their own peril, have brought back the January 6th issue, and it's not going to work out well for them, which is why that question has nothing to do with the issue of what Republicans have now brought us here to talk about.
And could I add one thing? That question is typical of the anti-police officer propaganda that fuels this whole revisionist attack on the January 6th report. Again, that report has not been contradicted in any way by anyone. And if someone believes it has been, please volunteer it. But what the questioner doesn't seem to understand is the Capitol Police did an investigation and found there was obviously no crime committed by that officer, and that officer did his job in protecting members of the United States Congress, protecting the Vice President of the United States against a rampaging mob, which was yelling, "Hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence." The Department of Justice is perfectly aware of the fraudulent allegations that the gentle lady just made, and the Department of Justice has never brought any charges against that police officer. So stop defaming that police officer who did nothing but his job in defense of the Capitol of the United States.
Go ahead, Jeff.
The only other thing that I just wanted to add is that I am tired of us continuing to push a lack of civics in this country. When we were elected to serve in the U.S. House, our main job isn't to do local policing. We have local police, and that is their responsibility. We also have local prosecutors, and that is their responsibility. But when there is an attack on the Capitol, that is a federal issue. And so we need to stop conflating what federal law enforcement should be doing, what local law enforcement should be doing, and who should be doing what. And I also want to point out that it is so rich that the Republicans believe in small government, and this is the biggest government that I've ever seen, because they have decided that now they are going to somehow be the local police that is going to solve local crime as the federal level. That is not what we're supposed to do, especially on our level. What we do is we write federal laws. That is our job, and that is the lane that we're going to stay in. And the only reason we're talking about January 6th is because the Republicans are the ones bringing this, not us.
Next question. Thanks.
Jeffries, could we please get your reaction to the birthday note that oversight committee released today, and what are the next steps in the Epstein inquiry as far as Democrats are concerned?
Yeah, well, I'll have more to say about the birthday note, but right now I'm going to let Robert Garcia and the Oversight Committee Dems speak to that issue. Last question.
If Speaker Johnson does not approve your picks for the Select Committee, will Democrats still participate in this?
We're not going to deal in the realm of hypotheticals, but what's interesting is that Republicans have brought this situation on themselves. They blindsided us by dropping this January 6th subcommittee into a rule in the dead of night so that it wouldn't have to be comprehensively debated on the floor of the House of Representatives. And so they have decided they want this January 6th subcommittee. It's going to be housed before the Judiciary Committee. Jamie Raskin, as the top Democrat on the Judiciary Committee, will be an ex officio member, according to the protocol that has been previously set forth by Democrats and Republicans. Eric Swalwell is the top Democrat on that committee, a member of the Judiciary Committee. Jasmine Crockett, a member of the Judiciary Committee. And Jared Moskowitz, a member of the Judiciary Committee. And Republicans will regret that they've decided to go down this road. Thank you very much.